This contest scheduled for one fall with a 60-minute time limit, and it is for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team Championship. Your referee, Paul Turner. Introducing first, the challengers. At a total combined weight of 497 pounds, the team of Shelton Benjamin and Charlie Haas, wrestling's greatest tag team. And their opponents, they are the reigning and defending Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions. Accompanying to the ring by Shane Hecador and the Queen of Wrestling, Sarah Del Rey, at a total combined weight of 475 pounds. Chris Hero, Claudio, Castagnoli, the Kings of Wrestling.
Four incredibly motivated and hungry athletes will do battle here tonight at Honor Takes Center Stage. For the real title. Who is the best? Well, the #1 team in the industry today, by honor of being the ROH World Tag Team Champions, has been Chris Hero, Claudio Castagnoli. But a non-title victory recently in Los Angeles, Dave, has, by Haas and Benjamin, a rare defeat suffered by the Kings since they became champions 1 year ago.
It is all on the line in this matchup. The belts are at stake. Hero and Castagnoli need to deliver tonight if they want to make it through that full year of being ROH World Tag Team Champions. It was April 3rd that they won the belts at the Big Bang in Charlotte, North Carolina.
It was last September at Glory by Honor 9 that Haas and Benjamin made their ROH debuts against the Kings of Wrestling in a non-title encounter. And it was Kings reign supreme on that night. The rematch in January in Los Angeles, again non-title, and it was victory for wrestling's greatest tag team.
Paul Turner trying to determine who is going to start this one for each team. Looks like Claudio Castagnoli for the champs.
Yeah, I talked with Charlie beforehand, and of course, you know, this weekend very special throughout the wrestling world. And Charlie and I talked about a time where he and his late brother Russ and I stood on the floor of the Astrodome. We talked about goal setting. We talked about making it to your goals and your dreams. And of course, those dreams for the original team of Russ and Charlie were derailed by Russ's untimely passing. But Shelton Benjamin, Charlie believes that Shelton was sent here by Russ to take his place. Since then, Shelton's been, of course, the best man in Charlie's wedding. Charlie's welcomed 3 beautiful kids into the world. But victory here tonight, talked with Shelton and Charlie earlier on, victory here tonight means everything to these two.
They want to prove here in 2011, oh, quick roll-up, only 2. They want to prove here in 2011 that they are even better than years past when they enjoyed such great success elsewhere in professional wrestling. And without a doubt, ROH has the hottest tag team division. We've seen earlier tonight, you know, teams like the Briscoes, like newcomers like O'Reilly and Cole working their way into the mix. Everybody wants those belts, and Shelton and Charlie would certainly love to win the gold here tonight.
Off the shoulder, there's now another quick pin attempt. And of course, we can't forget about what happened earlier on with the All Night Express and the Briscoes. There is bad blood boiling throughout the tag team division here in Ring of Honor.
Hero stepping into the ring now.
Of course, we can't forget about the outside of the ring as press from all over the world shoots pictures of this great event. We have Sarah Del Rey, the Queen of Wrestling, and Shane Hagedorn, as always, for the Kings.
You got 1,000 people or so for Shelton and Charlie.
Yeah, oh, wait a minute now. Showing what made him an All-American at the University of Minnesota, Shelton Benjamin.
Hero works his way to the ropes, forcing a break of the hold.
Much more deliberate pace here in this contest, I'm noticing, than from the first matchup at Glory by Honor 9.
They are familiar with one another as tag teams now. They realize what they're getting in the ring against on both sides. Hero able to take Benjamin off his feet.
Hero cautiously coming in, but does nonetheless. Perhaps that pause left him open. Whoa.
Ooh, exchanging slaps. Big knee strike from Hero, followed up by the chop.
Hero really reared back on that one as Benjamin answers with one of his own. Now sending Chris Hero into their own corner. Shelton makes the tag. And Charlie Haas hits the ring.
Stopping away on Hero, tried to grab hold of that leg, but Haas maintaining control.
Stayed centered and squared to Hero the whole time, so Chris would not be able to get over to Claudio to make a tag. Hero raises up that right arm, sends Charlie back for a second.
Big belly-to-belly suplex launching him overhead.
Here's a cover. Now going to the left arm. Armbar applied, stepping over. You know, the history of this building, notwithstanding, of course, so many great tag teams came in and out of Atlanta throughout all the great years that this was a huge part of the wrestling landscape.
I'm sure Jim Cornette would love for us to mention Midnight Express.
I think we should at
But
this
I'll
point.
mention the Monkeys. Yes, center stage.
Well, listen. But I mean, so many great battles with the Midnight Express and the Rock and Roll Express, the Fantastics, the Andersons, Tully and Arn, the Briscoes.
Ayumi Kurihara and Hiroyo Matsumoto.
Hey, how about that?
And now the Kings of Wrestling and Wrestling's greatest tag team with the titles on the line, and Hero, like, watch the eyes right there, trying to take away the vision of Charlie Haas.
Here's Hero in a lot of great diverse styles. Here, Hagedorn resisted the temptation to grab Haas's leg, and maybe he should have done it. Deep arm drags.
He's going to work on that arm, throw the knee into it. Hero trying to do whatever he can to relieve the pressure on the arm as Haas keeping control of it.
Floats over to keep his shoulders off the mat, but now finds himself tight in the grip of the hammerline. Referee Paul Turner officiating this championship contest.
Chin breaker right there, key maneuver for Hero. Has him stunned. Hero is going to get a chance to get to his corner, tag in Castagnoli.
Single leg there from Charlie. Look at this.
Pulled that knee pad down to do some damage to the leg. Ooh, spinning toe, broke down with all of his body weight on the knee.
Can't say I argue with that strategy, trying to neutralize the power of Claudio. Maybe going after one of those tree trunk-like legs is the way to do it.
DDT. More damage done to that body part. I gotta agree, excellent strategy by Haas and Benjamin. Claudio relies so much on his power, his strength, but if he can't even stand up, that'll take away a lot of his offense, a lot of his arsenal.
Full slam, tag made. Now really taking advantage of the 5 count here. Charlie flies in over the top rope, right across the knee, hyperextending it.
Haas and Benjamin do have a strategy coming into this matchup. Focus on one member of the opposing team, pick apart one body part, that being the leg of Claudio Castagnoli.
Of course, we know the diversified offense the Kings of Wrestling bring. They do so much. They do it so well. I think Haas and Benjamin's best opportunity for victory would be try to lock on the Haas of Pain. Painful submission hold. Got the victory in LA. Wait a minute now.
Roll up and into the half crowd goes Shelton Benjamin. Here comes Hero though to save Claudio from further damage to that leg.
Both Hero and Haas throwing kicks. Elbows and chops now. Chris Hero. Double knockdown there on Hero, and now going back after Claudio, who's got a pronounced limp as he's launched into the lights.
All four men now inside the ring as both Haas and Benjamin set into the turnbuckle face first, courtesy of the champion.
The challengers have controlled the pace so far, have tried to isolate the arm of Hero. And the leg of Castagnoli, leapfrog over in the forearm smash.
They're going to send the Kings together, but a do-si-do. Double German suplexes.
Stereo German, double pin, no.
Referee needs to get control of this one. All four men battling at the same time.
That sleazy urchin opportunist Shane Hagedorn had his greasy mitts in the ring trying to break up a pinning combination.
Are those words really necessary? You can say Shane Hagedorn.
I could.
Sarah Del Rey checking on Claudio's condition. Supporters of both duos in attendance tonight.
I have great respect for Hero and Castagnoli. I don't necessarily agree with their use of that loaded elbow pad.
That's conjecture. Nothing has been proven.
I'm wondering how affected Claudio is here. Seemed to be a look of consternation on the face of the Queen of Wrestling. Claudio,
maybe
though,
trying to lure Shelton Benjamin into that false sense of security, into that trap to snap the throat across the top rope. And that puts Claudio in the driver's seat. But he does have that bad knee. All the damage done in the past several minutes of the match.
we saw in our previous encounter, Roderick Strong, despite his right arm injury, was able to fight on. Eventually, though, Davey Richards was able to gain control and the victory in a remarkable encounter. Now the tag is made.
And we've seen so many times over the past year, the Kings of Wrestling step in the ring against top-flight competition, and despite the odds and everyone thinking that the other team had their number, they continue to successfully defend the Tag Team Championships.
And I know you remember this. Think about what would have happened if Chris Hero's back at the Big Bang last year had just been a little worse. Remember, it was days before that Hero was basically hospitalized, couldn't move because his back was so bad, got it to about 75%, and they were lucky enough to beat the Briscoes on that night. What would have happened over the past year if Hero hadn't been able to go? And look at the Queen now.
Big boot from Hero knocks Shelton Benjamin down.
When Sarah Del Rey got involved, that got Claudio motivated and left Shelton wide open for a big boot.
Strength in numbers from the Kings. Only two, though.
And I'm reading the body language of Castagnoli, who continues to shake out that left knee. He is in obvious discomfort. Will it matter, though? Perhaps, but not yet.
I'm sure the plan at this stage of the game would be keep Chris Hero in the ring as much as possible to prevent further damage from being done to Claudio's knee. They're going to still try to work as a team here. European uppercut, don't need full strength in your leg to throw that.
1, 2.
But the problem is he needs full strength in the leg to hit that bicycle kick, to get his opponent up for the Ricola bomb, to hit the springboard European uppercut. It takes so much out of Claudio's arsenal, not having two strong legs for the remainder of this matchup with the titles at stake.
Great look at the vascularity, the rippling muscle of Claudio as he's chiseled. He's one of the finest athletes I've ever seen.
He lives in a gym.
Oh my
And
goodness.
it pays off. That's why he and Hero have had those belts for almost a full year now. Benjamin trying to work his way back to a standing position. Firing away on Castagnoli, trying to keep control of him.
Shelton Benjamin, who had been weakened by a cavalcade of kicks from the Kings of Wrestling. Shelton finds himself needing an opportunity to get over and make the tag.
Hard into the corner. Oh, but nobody home for Shelton Benjamin. Choke slam time. But countered.
Roll up, 2 new champs.
Still close. Choke slam.
Got him the second time. Great ring positioning for Claudio as well, preventing the tag. 2. Oh, and Shelton just barely got that shoulder up.
Holding onto that wrist. Cutting the ring in half, keeping Benjamin away from Charlie Haas and getting a fresh man tagged in. More damage done to the arm. He's taunting Charlie Haas on the apron.
Chris Hero, whose early career was checkered with a series of misdeeds and some questionable behavior outside the ring, focused and re-energized throughout the course of 08 and 09. Wait a minute, cover! The repairing of the Kings of Wrestling was exactly what was needed at the right time. And the team that reunited Final Battle 09 reigns supreme in 2010.
Not just here in ROH, but worldwide. So dominant in Japan as well. Hero and Castagnoli, truly the best tag team in the world today.
And now they have the University of Minnesota All-American grounded Shelton Benjamin. He's down and in a lot of trouble. And just as we had remarked before that Haas and Benjamin had taken things down and controlled the pace, now Hero has slowed things down to a pace that he and Claudio control.
Fans trying to encourage Shelton Benjamin here. Fight his way back to his feet, get to his corner, and make a tag. But Hero, tenacious, holding onto that arm, makes the tag to Claudio.
Despite pain coursing through his face from the chin breaker from Shelton, Hero maintained control. That prevented Shelton from getting the tag, and now opens up opportunity to do even more damage. The blatant chokehold now, behind the referee's back.
Making sure that Haas stays in his corner on the apron, and Claudio taking full advantage of the referee's position. Making it very difficult for Benjamin to breathe after he's been on the receiving end of so much punishment from the champion. What strength shown by Castagnoli.
My goodness, 250-pound Shelton Benjamin.
Hot shot on that top rope cover.
Arm is trapped as well.
Somehow able to kick out. What energy is left in Shelton Benjamin? Claudio looking to take away now this modified sleeper hold, it looks like. Trying to cut off that circulation.
Pressure across the carotid artery, and now, of course, as well, pulling Shelton's neck and head over, which is just going to lend more pressure on that hold, depriving the body of much-needed oxygen. Charlie Haas is fresh on the apron. He wants to get in and fight. Benjamin back on his feet. European uppercut. Wait a minute now. Looks like Chris Hero. What did he do just there, Dave?
He's making sure that the Kings of Wrestling can focus on Shelton. That's what he did. Double teamwork. Big boot from Hero. He's got 2 good legs.
Cover. Oh.
What Claudio may lack after the damage done to his knee, Hero is making up for. Not only known for the rolling elbow strikes, but those kicks as well. As he's always said, he concusses with his kicks and he KOs with his elbow.
Stomping in the middle of the chest of Shelton Benjamin, of course. You folks at home were able to see as Claudio went up in that leapfrog. Again, remarkable athletic ability when he landed. Could really see that pain jolt through him. And now Shelton Benjamin may have had just about enough.
Aaron back on Hero now. Knee strikes though. That young knockout kid. Charging into the corner. Elbow to the side of the head. What balance!
A great display of the same from Shelton Benjamin. The Queen of Wrestling imploring Hero to make a tag. Haas is fresh and ready on the apron.
Hero grabbing hold of the leg of Shelton Benjamin, trying to prevent the tag from being made on the other side.
Dragging Shelton back into their own corner.
Tag is made! Charlie Haas, the legal man.
Big clotheslines on both Hero and Castagnoli. Head scissors.
Rolling elbow, but no! Into the suplex!
1, 2. Hagedorn was on his way in the ring, ready to break that pinning attempt up.
Hero puts on the brakes, elbow strike.
Hero could change direction. Turned inside out. Power slam, broken up by Castagnoli.
Castagnoli now taking his attention to Charlie Haas, European uppercut.
Hero and Haas are the legal men right now.
King's looking to use some teamwork here. Runs into the boot from Haas.
Another head scissors.
Rolling elbow, ducked. Ooh, super kick from Shelton.
Hero's out on his feet.
Oh no. Some teamwork of their own, possibly.
Are you kidding me?
Cover!
Isn't enough!
Hero kicks out.
We can never discount the toughness of the tag team champions.
Haas with Chris Hero inside the ring. Claudio trying to regroup on the floor. Hero holds on, rolling elbow, he gets it.
Boy, he caught that one. He drilled Haas with that rolling elbow. Claudio's knee is injured. He's down. Look at Sarah Del Rey fervently trying to get Claudio back up onto the apron. Now the tag is made. Despite the knee injury, Claudio comes back in.
Double boots!
To both Haas and Benjamin. Will this do it?
Only two! Claudio can't believe it.
Chris Hero is shocked that that did not lead to victory.
Claudio looking to finish him off. Can he get the big swing with only one good leg? He's gonna try it. Round and round he goes. Keep your eye on Hero as he steps in.
Here he comes.
Kicks him in the head. Cover.
Benjamin ends up breaking up the equilibrium destroying giant swing. Emphatically pronounced with a kick from Hero, leads to a near fall.
Some more teamwork from the champion.
This crowd from all around the world, as Honor takes center stage, loves what they're seeing.
Hero dumped to the canvas. Claudio putting the boots to Shelton Benjamin. Almost a mixed communication by the Kings, fighting with one another, but they put on the brakes. DDT!
Oh man, he drilled Claudio with that one. Haas is the legal man, so is Claudio.
2 3/4 right there.
The remarkable awareness of all 4 men.
Claudio Castagnoli in the center of the ring with Charlie Haas duking it out. Back and forth they go. Pop-up European uppercut.
Despite the knee injury. Haas kicks out at the very last moment.
Bomb. Lands on his feet.
Slams him down.
Here we go.
The crowd is calling for the Haas of pain.
Del Rey takes the attention of the referee. Shelton Benjamin's got her.
Wait a minute.
The lucky elbow pad tossed to him by Shane Hagedorn.
Hagedorn just threw Hero that loaded elbow pad. Oh my goodness!
Haas of pain cinched in on Claudio.
New champions!
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners and new Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin.
They did it! Haas and Benjamin did it!